In the vast universe, a starship whizzed by, but Anne was the only person on board. Despite the opposition from the command center, she was determined to go to the mysterious planet Titan. 5 years ago, her boyfriend Jack was sent to Titan and had since disappeared. To find out the truth, Anne was willing to violate discipline and go to Titan to investigate. After a month-long flight, Anne's starship finally reached the vicinity of Titan. The ship passed through the outer rings and slowly decelerated to enter the atmosphere. The surface of Titan was covered with endless mountain ranges. Soon, a human-built exploration base appeared below. Anne piloted the ship and landed steadily on the tarmac. She grabbed her weapons and walked out of the ship, surrounded by a large artificial forest. However, the oxygen concentration was still far from reaching Earth's level. Passing through the woods, Anne arrived at the entrance of the base. Although no one had been here for several years, the main gate could still open normally. What surprised Anne even more was that the base's power supply was still functioning. She cautiously probed forward. After entering the second gate, the scene before her eyes shocked her immensely. It turned out to be a human experimentation lab containing a large number of human remains. Before Anne could figure out what was going on, a robot suddenly dropped down. It was a T-800 automated security robot. Seeing that the robot had no reaction, Anne continued to advance. Arriving at the control center, she opened the research report. It turned out that since 2070, humans had initiated the Eternal Army project on Titan under the pretext of mineral development. The dispatched researchers and soldiers had all become test subjects, just like the experiments in the movie Event Horizon, attempting to create an undying army through biological experiments. However, it ended in failure, with all test subjects dying. In the long list of the deceased, Anne found her boyfriend Jack's name. She was overcome with grief. Suddenly, the T-800 behind her launched an attack. Although Anne narrowly dodged, her weapon was knocked away. Without a weapon, how could she be a match for the T-800? But Anne reacted quickly, immediately picking up the weapon from the ground and directly taking out the robot. However, she also collapsed and fell unconscious. In a daze, a fleeting figure came to her and handed her something, telling her that this was the evidence and to protect it well before slowly fading away. Anne woke up after an unknown period. She indeed found a USB drive in her hand. So she dragged her injured body out of the base, wanting to bring the evidence back to Earth as soon as possible. Reaching the ship, she immediately initiated the return program. However, shortly after takeoff, the system issued a warning. The main control computer was under unknown intrusion, and the ship's control was hijacked. Anne tried to take over the ship, but to no avail. Soon, the internal oxygen supply system stopped operating, and the emergency repair system failed to start. To prevent information leakage, the ship initiated a self-destruct program. Just as the ship was about to explode, a terrifying humanoid monster appeared behind Anne.